What's going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we got Ice Poseidon versus Coffeezilla, just like the tech lead stuff. Another crypto scam, except this time he's super honest about scamming and tries to blame the people for listening to him. So we're gonna go over a couple of these key things in all of these Coffeezilla videos. They're great videos. There's two of them. If you haven't watched them, definitely check them out. They're great videos. I'm going to do a little bit of context on the full interview part and then go on to what happened with Ice Poseidon after and his response after all of this stuff. But before we get into all of this drama, if you are not subscribed, make sure to smash that sub button because we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And let's get right into this, starting off with the amount of money that Ice Poseidon stole from his fans, because it doesn't come out of thin air like he wants to believe. So these would be roughly the numbers that he would have gotten. So $200,000 from the pre-sale, $250,000 from the marketing wallet, which was supposed to be used to market the project, but he took it because he didn't see a purpose in marketing. Very honest already. And then obviously the $300,000 from the liquidity pool that he pulled out, put into his own pockets, and ran away with, saying that it really doesn't matter. And honestly, all this totals up to $750,000, $750,000 of $1 million that he has gotten away with and stolen from his fans. This clip right here, the beginning of this full Ice Poseidon interview from Coffeezilla, is basically all you need to hear.
If you want the answer, yeah, I could give the money back. It is within my power. But I'm gonna look out for myself and not do that. I don't know what else to say. That's just the most honest answer.
So he's got to look out for himself. He's got to make sure that he gets more money than anybody else in the project. Make sure that he actually gets to get rich off of this and make all that money. I think it's just so that response in and of itself should already give you the idea of what's really going on here, how he really acts with this whole entire project thing, and already discredit anything he tries to say to kind of save his reputation and say that he didn't scam all of his fans. So this clip kind of shows, just kind of push the blame onto other people. Everyone else should have known what I was thinking and shouldn't have trusted me, but let's let him say it for himself.
Leave $300,000.
No, the alternative is tell your community you're not working on the coin anymore. It was a big mistake. Pull your money out, guys.
I mean, I thought that was self-explanatory when
Self-explanatory.
I've been active for months with it.
You thought it was self-explanatory, but you didn't say it?
There's the quote of the entire thing right here. How can something be self-explanatory, but you're not willing to say it? You're not willing to say you've given up on the project before you've ripped the money out and put it in your own pocket? I mean, come on. You can't be playing these words here and think that you're making sense when you're just trying to shift the blame so that it looks better for you, so you can get whatever reputation you have left and not see your entire career go down the drain because you got exposed here. And this part's going to be very important as liquidity pools. I'm not an expert on liquidity pools. I'm not involved in DeFi and studying how all this stuff works. I know very little gist about it, but by no means have any idea how this stuff really works. And this is just a great clip show of like describing this, because there's a section in his response that I'm not going to get into because it gets in the liquidity pool, but this should answer all the questions about his liquidity pool and the problems with it.
Liquidity pools work. When you take them out,
I know how they work.
So he knows how liquidity pools work.
Obtuse? Like, you took out $300,000. If other people had withdrawn all their money, that $300,000 wouldn't be there, would it?
Makes sense.
Even if what you're saying is,
Didn't answer.
What you're saying is true, which is $40,000 is enough. Put your money back in. They'll all withdraw. There will still be that $300,000 for you if what you're saying is true, and then you can take it back out.
Very logical response.
Announce to everybody that, hey, I gave up on this project. Sell everything you can. Take your money out. and then whatever's left, if what you're saying is true, and you know what, everyone can be made whole by this magical accounting, then you can have that $300,000 that was left over. But you know that's not true, so that's why you're hesitant to do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't want to do that, obviously.
Doesn't want to do that, obviously. So that just explains it right there, where he continues to harp on $40,000 he left in liquidity. He left it there. He thinks that is enough money to let everyone get out. There's not enough money in the pool, in the entire project, where that's a problem. Except he won't put the 300K back in because he knows it'll disappear with everybody selling and running for the exits after they realize it's a scam. So he can't do that. But he continues to harp and say 40K is enough. There's not a lot of money in here, but he won't put the money back into the liquidity pool. So he's lying. He wants to keep the money in his own pockets. And the last clip that we're going to pull from this as just like kind of context, this entire video, I could make an entire just response reacting to this entire video. It's that ridiculous, but we're just kind of focusing on some clips here. If you want to watch the whole thing, I'll have it linked in the description. Both Coffeezilla videos, they're worth the watch to actually get into this. But let's see, again, the last clip of just wow.
And sometimes you have to look out for yourself more than other people.
Wow.
And, you know, that's one of these situations. And, I mean, I don't really know how else to put it. I think of it like this. If somebody is still holding money into a coin that's not active for 7 months, 6 months, however long, it's the responsibility.
See, so this is just him shifting the blame, trying to say it's everyone else's fault, not mine. I just scammed them and took their money. It's their fault for falling for the scam. But let's just put this into like a real world company kind of view. If I started a company and I hired 10 people and I was paying them whatever amounts of money that I need to pay them, and the company goes bankrupt and goes under, I am the person who loses everything. I took on the risk. I lose everything. He started this project. He put up the risk. It's his risk. If it fails and flops, he should lose everything that he put into it to do whatever. He should lose it. He takes on the risk. Everyone investing, again, takes on more the risks as well, certain types of risk. But a rug pull risk is not a risk, it's a scam. So if someone in the real company started a real company and the company went bankrupt and they said, sorry guys, I got to take all of the money I paid you, put it in my own pockets, and you know, you guys should have been smart enough not to work for me. This company could have went bankrupt. That's on you. Do you see how ridiculous it sounds, putting it into more nuanced, like it's not crypto, real world terms? But we can go into his Twitter response here. He had a twit longer. The whole thing, this section right here is what I was talking about before. It goes into all the liquidity stuff, blah, blah, blah. But all you got to hear from this is what he said before. He won't put the money back in because he knows that money will not be there after. So everything he's saying is already a lie. It's proven to be a lie. He won't do anything. Words are cheap. Actions speak louder than words. Everybody knows this. You're taught that when you're a kid. So to start off the top here, I'm just going to go over these highlighted sections I have here, talking about his fans. He only advertised to his fans that knew about crypto and understood what they were getting into. The most advertising I did to casual fans was when I put the donation terminal of CX coin in my live streams description. How did you target your tweets to only be seen by crypto people that knew what they were doing? How did you filter that out? When you talked about it on live stream, how did you filter out who saw all that information, made sure they knew what they were doing and knew everything about crypto without going to your stream first? When you made the YouTube video saying you're the founder, doing all this stuff, how did you make sure only people who knew what they were doing were the ones to get on that YouTube video? You just didn't. Saying this makes no sense. It'll never make sense. Goes on after all this liquidity pool jargon. This link here I went to, it literally takes you nowhere. I don't know. I don't know why it's even here, but you see right here, as opposed to a real rug pull or scams, the CX coin price is barely off the launch price prior to removing part of the LP liquidity pool. I made sure that it would be enough to buy up any sales in case remaining holders decide to sell. Not true. You won't put the money back in that you pulled out to put in your own pockets because you know it won't be there if you put it back in and allow people to sell. Pretty simple stuff. How many times you got to go over the exact same things? Goes on to say there wasn't many real holders or people invested. How do you know who's real and who's fake? Going on, there's saying there's bots doing this, bots doing that. I'm pretty sure the majority of people are actually people in here. Who's going to program a bot, take the time to program a bot to go after such a niche coin for trading? That doesn't make any sense. Why would maybe some people did it? Doesn't make sense to make it a big deal about anything. Goes on to say here, and the money was at risk of getting devalued due to the crypto markets dropping. What are you talking about? First of all, it's not your money. The money in the liquidity pool is not your money. You don't get to just take it out, put it in your own pockets, and decide it's yours now. It's not your money. That's not how this works. Those are other people who invested in the project. That's their money. So doesn't make sense what he's saying all this. As well as after this, he talks about crypto markets dropping, but when Coffeezilla at the end of his interview asked him, what are you going to do with the money, the 300K that he stole, he goes on to say, probably invest in Ethereum. If the crypto markets are crashing and such a risk there, why would you put it back in crypto? That you're contradicting yourself because you know you're lying and just trying to cover for yourself. So none of this makes any sense. Don't really expect it to. He goes on to say here, I did make $300,000, but it was not at the expense of any fans or holders. So where'd the $300,000 come from? Thin air? You just do a magic trick and 300K showed up? Can I know how to create 300 grand out of thin air? That'd be a nice skill to have. This money comes from everybody else investing in the coin, backing you, thinking that they can trust this influencer and person that they've been watching for years, that they've admire and put in a position of power in their life, and they think they can trust you, and you take advantage of that to take their hard-earned money. You do this while you are a super successful person on the internet. You know you make pretty good money, probably. Who knows? Maybe not if you're doing these scams. But you are in a position where a lot of people would trade and be in your position immediately. So how can you go and take advantage of people and your fans who put you in that position for 300K? That's all they're worth. That's all your entire career is worth to you. Already crazy. This is all of your fans' money. You are not the Federal Reserve. You can't print dollars out of thin air like they can. Then he goes on at this point to just describe a pyramid scheme and a Ponzi scheme, saying people who bought at a good price towards the beginning actually made some money. Wow, people who bought low and sold high, they actually made some money. But earlier in this piece, you say that it's still, the price is still at launch price. So how did they make money if they bought early? If the earliest they could have bought is launch and the token's still at launch price, that's break even. They didn't make any money. Then goes on to try and say he's a good guy. There were some people who ended up buying fake CX coins. Every CX coin is fake because even his was a scam. And he refunded their money out of the kindness of his heart. And he probably spent $10,000 doing that. He probably spent $10,000 to be able to steal $750,000 in return. So he only got to steal 740K because he tried to make people happy in the beginning so they would buy the scam. Doesn't make what you did right. Just because you were kind or tried to help people in the beginning doesn't mean you can steal $750,000 at the end. That's just not how this works. And then the last part here, just him saying, I hope these points clarify some of the misunderstandings and justify my actions. They don't. At all times, I will guarantee every CX coin holder to be able to sell their tokens if they wish to. You won't guarantee that. You destroyed the liquidity pool. It's just going off of people not knowing what anyone's talking about is what he's really hoping for here. I think, Coffeezilla is going to do a good job and has done a good job telling people of the absolute ridiculousness going on with all these different types of projects. And even if, I don't understand liquidity pools, I still know he destroyed it and made it so people couldn't sell. No matter how much he says, there's still money in there. People can sell. No, they can't. No, they can't get their money out. You destroyed the liquidity pool. Stop trying to take advantage of people not knowing exactly what you're talking about. And it would be interesting to see what people think of this, how they're reacting. Are they liking his response, not liking it? So let's see if we can. Here's his tweet right here. Let's see if we go to this tweet. Oh, he made it so no one could reply. That instills confidence. That makes me think that he actually believes what he's saying, and he knows that he did the right thing. He won't let people reply to the tweet. That instills a lot of confidence here. And we can simply end this video off with Coffeezilla responding to the tweet saying, tell me you want to keep the money without telling me you want to keep the money. Very simple. Even looking at this, 1,100 likes. His tweet, 424 likes. That's a ratio right there. People not really agreeing with what he's saying, not on the same page as Ice Poseidon here. And it is really, really pathetic what he did to steal money from people who are more than likely in a worse position than he is, and from people who put him in the position that he is in already. So that's going to do it for this video. Another scammer. Coffeezilla's back. We thought maybe the scamming was slowing down. Turns out Coffeezilla was just on a break. And as soon as he comes back, we got a massive scam again. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think he did the right thing? Do you think he scammed? He did scam. But do you think that he should give the... Do you think what he did was right or wrong? Yeah, obviously, you know what I think. But as always, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I'll see you guys in my next video.